van during the shooting. None of them were hurt. Back to you.
Christian, thank you. And this morning we are hearing from the family of a young woman killed in a fire. Selena Seraf's father tried desperately to save her as fire spread through their family's North Park apartment on Tuesday. He struggled with the breathing tube for his 19-year-old daughter who lives with cerebral palsy. Her family is now reeling from this tragedy.
She's like my daughter to me because I've been watching her since I was young until now. And I'm not there when she needed me the most.
Selena's family is raising funds to help pay for her funeral.
Now to talks on transportation in the region. State lawmakers will convene virtually to tackle a $771 million funding shortfall that could force CTA, Metra, and PACE to cut service.
And Stephanie Way joins us now with the very latest on their plan. Stephanie, what can you tell us?
Val and Terrell, state transportation leaders are giving an update this morning on how transit negotiations are going. Illinois lawmakers have until the end of the month to address the $771 million shortfall. Without it, public transit agencies in the Chicago area and across the state will face major cuts. The Regional Transportation Authority says it would be a, quote, death spiral if state lawmakers don't figure things out. And planning for massive cuts would start next month. The RTA says at least 4 of 8 CTA train lines would be reduced or eliminated next year. Bus service would also be affected. Services on Metra and PACE could be slashed with a 40% reduction in service on Metra. If left unaddressed, they say by May 31st, people could experience increased commute times, whether you're driving or taking public transit, and potential job losses for the thousands of transit workers. Terrell, back to you.
Hey, Stephanie Wade, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Chicago principals will receive their school's 2026 budget plans from CPS CEO Pedro Martinez, but there are already concerns about the certainty of those numbers. That's because the proposed budget assumes the district will get $300 million in increased revenue. It's dependent on lawmakers in Springfield for that money or from additional city TIF money. Martinez is pushing the city to find the funding needed.
So I'm urgently calling all of our city partners, the mayor, the city council, all of our stakeholders to come together around the strategy to fund CPS.
Without that money, the district faces a $529 million deficit. It would be forced to cut up to 1,700 positions, including teachers and school staff.
To give us a budget without a commitment that that budget will be fully funded, I think is very irresponsible.
The problem is likely to fall on Martinez's successor. His last day on the job, Martinez, is June 18th, and approval of the budget will likely happen later in the summer. Tonight, CPS families have a chance to weigh in on the search for the next superintendent. The district is hosting a series of meetings to get community input. The first meeting is at 6:30 tonight at Steinmetz College Prep on the northwest side. Anyone interested in that position can apply before the school year starts.
7 new speed cameras are going live around the city of Chicago. The cameras started issuing warnings earlier this month, and the city says they will start giving out tickets on June 15th. Vehicles traveling 6 to 10 miles per hour over the speed limit will be fined $35, while those traveling 11 miles per hour or more over the limit will be fined $100.
Today, the remains of a soldier who went missing during World War II will be interred. Army Private James Lloyd was only 19 years old when he went missing as his unit fought German forces. With new scientific technology, his remains were identified last year. A funeral begins at 11:30 at Bakersville Funeral Home in Wilmington. Afterwards, there will be a procession to Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery in Elwood.
Bensonville's Grand Suburban and Varsity Blood Center are teaming up for a blood drive today. Last year's drive led to enough donations to help save 57 lives, and they hope for more this year. It'll be from 1:30 to 6 p.m. at the Subaru dealership in Bensonville. And there's also a community blood drive in Schaumburg later today. People can donate from 2:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on West Schaumburg Road. Donors will get a pair of tickets to a Schaumburg Boomers game.
And lovebirds Blaze and Pepper, endangered piping plovers, reunited on Waukegan Beach, landing within feet of last year's nest after they wintered 1,000 miles apart. Birders are calling their return an epic migration love story.
I'm only supposed to be giving this to Ben. The league does not want any leaks.
You can trust me.
Okay, say less. It's all you.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. Yo! That's crazy.
So the schedule is out and the secret is out. The Bears' full schedule was released, and we're starting off strong.
The team also released this fun video featuring head coach Ben Johnson, actor Lamorne Morris, unveiling the full 2025 schedule in style. You had to have a little fun with it.
Yeah,
I don't remember
exactly.
any other launches or schedule drops with this much fun.
No, I don't remember them making such a big deal about the schedule drop at all.
So is this a Ben
It's
Johnson
like a
thing?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Hopefully the team lives up to all this hype.
Exactly, especially since it's been nearly 30 years since the Bears last kicked off on Monday Night Football. This year, they're going to host the Vikings at Soldier Field on September 8th live on ABC 7. Week 2 sends Coach Ben Johnson back to Detroit. We've got another primetime Monday night game here as well. In the back half of the season, Chicago welcomes the Giants and Steelers, faces the Packers twice in 3 weeks, and wraps up a home game against the Lions. 10 of their 17 opponents made the playoffs last year.
And we didn't, right?
We did not, no. So we got to come with it.
10 of the 17 teams made the playoffs last
and
year.
We
We got to okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We got to pray and cross our fingers and our toes. But maybe this dude's going to change everything for us.
Him right there.
Yeah,
Him.
we'll see.
All right, your live and local news just getting started as we stream out loud this morning. Coming up, how many 14-year-olds do you know that graduate college? Well, we know one, and he's making Chicago proud.
Plus, an Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month is here, and we are spotlighting a new spot, how Chicago's suburbs are becoming a hub for the South Asian community.
But first, Tracy's got your AccuWeather forecast coming up next.
When we started making furniture, we wanted to create pieces that would stand the test of time and a business that would too. But starting a business felt overwhelming, and that's when I found Swift Filings. Their services gave me confidence that my business was set up the right way. Attorney-crafted packages, ongoing compliance support. For a fraction of what I expected, I got a service I could trust and a partner to handle complex paperwork while I focus on growing my business. Are you ready to start making your business a reality? Start with Swift Filings.
A chance of sprinkles with a blast of heat. When meteorologist Tracy Butler steps in the kitchen, she's learning from the best Chicago area chefs.
They're so good.
And cooking up a storm. Thursdays on Eyewitness News at 11 a.m.
TV's #1 entertainment talk show is doing big numbers. Over 1,500 costumes, more than 100 stumps.
Guess what, Mark? You are so wrong.
300+ stars a year.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome.
And 15 Emmys.
It's actually 16, humbly.
Respectfully.
Count on Live to make your morning shine.
Live with Kelly and Mark, weekdays at 9 on ABC 7.
As most of Chicago says,
Good night.
the Eyewitness News morning team is just getting started. The latest news, weather, and traffic from the team you trust. ABC 7 Eyewitness News this morning.
Good morning to you. Lots to talk about weather-wise today. Let's get right to it. Mainly between 4 and 9 p.m. today is when we have a chance for severe storms, with the largest threat being hail, maybe damaging hail, high winds. There is a tornado threat. While it's lower than both of those categories, we still have to make mention of that. Our high today, I'm going with a high of 90. The record high is 91. Add to all of this, you are going to notice the humidity building. This is kind of going to be our first real bout with it feeling really sticky. So that is also going to happen. This system, still a ways away. This low is still out in the Dakotas with a trailing cold front. That is all going to be moving eastward. Because of the location of this low, that's why I think the brunt of the severe weather is probably going to be north of Chicago up into Wisconsin, of which, along with here in the Chicago area, also under this level 3 risk of severe storms. As you look at the futurecast, doesn't have a whole lot going on during the afternoon, but as things start to kind of bubble up, I do foresee maybe even lightning being an issue, especially at the beginning of that Beyonce performance. Diane?
All right, let's talk about what's going on out there because things are definitely getting busy on expressways and on the tollways. We're starting to see tri-state delays right through that construction zone, which is very normal for this time of the morning. Inbound on the Eisenhower near Laramie, mixed into an already busy inbound delay, is a crash. Chopper 7 is over it, involving two vehicles that have now been moved from, you see they're moving there right there on the right shoulder. It was in the right lane, now in the right shoulder. Fire department is there. They've actually blocked the exit ramp, so that's causing a little bit of a delay there. But as I mentioned, the travel times are growing. It's about a 50-minute trip right now to come inbound on the Eisenhower, so tack on an extra 5 or 10 minutes to your travel time if you're just leaving the house. Val and Terrell.
Okay, thank you so much, Diane. And as we celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, we do want to explore how Chicago's suburbs are becoming a thriving hotspot for the South Asian community. Ravi Bejwal has the story.
It's not just the south and west suburbs that have seen growth in Asian populations. Cities such as Northbrook saw its Asian and South Asian population jump significantly. Culture in Motion is a South Asian-owned dance studio right in the Northbrook Court Mall, and it represents change.
So who are these students?
So we start at 18 months, and our oldest student is 80. We have classes here Sunday through Thursday. Some of them have never taken a Bollywood or Indian dance class, and they never thought that they could. And here we are providing that special moment for them. But I didn't dream that I would ever be opening a brick and mortar studio in a mall. But when the opportunity presented itself, I had to do it.
What is the demand that you're meeting here?
I think it's cultural representation and also access to culture through the arts. I think that's really what we don't see in the North Shore, this cultural hub of South Asian arts, which you may see in Schaumburg or Naperville. It's not here in the North Shore, but it can be. We're building bridges, we're making connections with people who may not have thought that this could be a part of their everyday.
Right in a mall
Right.
in the suburbs.
Hey, I'm here for it.
I'm Ravi Bejwal, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
You can see many more stories celebrating Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in our Chicago, 600,000 strong. You can watch the special here on ABC 7 on Saturday at 6 and Sunday at 11. You can also see it wherever you stream.
All right, on the way this morning at 15 past the hour, from gang leader to guiding light, Val walks Austin, the neighborhood with the legendary Benny Lee. Big stories, deep roots, and yes, there's some peach cobbler. Plus, this is making Chicago proud. An Evanston native lays down the beat behind Beyonce's Tyrant. He's talking Grammy Gold with Karen Jordan.
Eyewitness News, streaming at 7, continues after a break.
Did you know GoodRx can help you get a better price on your family's prescriptions?
I just open the app, type in the name of our meds, that's it. Savings on my asthma medication. All right, round 2, baby, round 2. Oh, yeah! Savings on my husband's blood pressure refills. And savings on my daughter's allergy pills.
Prescription savings for the whole family.
Have a good one.
Another good reason to check GoodRx.
When your alarm goes off,
That's when we come online.
We're on with what's new this morning.
What's happening now?
And what's next for you, Chicago? Breaking news you need to know now. The latest forecast for you
and your family, so you're all ready for the day.
Get what's new now.
And next at 4:30, 5 and 6.
And right here at 7A.
Because we're on all morning long.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, Chicago.
Eyewitness News Mornings and GMA.
I have a passion for puzzle building, and I really look at weather forecasting like puzzle pieces to fit together to help people plan for their day. Live Doppler 7 Max has been such an important tool for us, and with our experience, we are able to really analyze those minute details in any storm to give folks advance warning.
Wake up with meteorologist Tracy Butler on ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
There is is a celebration this morning for the newest Goodwill store and donation center in Chicago. It's at 2135 West Grand Avenue. The ribbon cutting ceremony is at 8:45.
And Chicago dog fans are invited to bring their dogs out to the game tonight. The team is hosting its first Bark at the Ballpark of the season. We're told there will be plenty of dog-friendly activities at Impact Field, including a pet parade before the game. First pitch is at 6:30 against the Sioux City Explorers. And happy Cowboy Carter Day, Beehive. Beyonce's back in Chicago. There we go. Chicago kicking off her Soldier Field shows tonight. Fresh off a record-breaking LA run, she's bringing bold Western style to the Windy City with 2 more concerts this weekend. But first, making Chicago proud, an Evanston native behind Beyonce's hit.
Yeah, his beats power the song Tyrant, and he sat down with Karen Jordan to share what it's like to help create a Grammy-winning album.
I made the beat a while ago.
David Doman has made beats for lots of musicians, better known in the music industry as D.A. Got That Dope. He's established himself as a go-to music producer for both underground and A-list artists. One beat in particular caught the ear of a megastar.
Probably just like, this sounds really good, you know, and then I was like, worked on it for a while. I finished it, sent it off to some people.
That group included producers for Beyonce. D.A., as he's known, found out only weeks before Cowboy Carter was released that his beat made the album on a song called Tyrant. While D.A. has not met Beyonce, he's honored to have contributed to her Grammy Award-winning album.
Beyonce and Dream worked on the song. Beyonce's like an incredible writer. I feel like a lot of people don't give her enough credit for that. Not only does she have an amazing voice, amazing dancer, amazing everything, you know, iconic artist, but she's also a great writer.
D.A. is a father of 2 and lives in Los Angeles, but grew up in Rogers Park and Evanston, where he discovered his passion for music. His family is still here and proud of his success.
I know that he has already, had placements with some very well-known musicians, leading up to that, but when I heard about the Beyonce one, that was that kind of, that topped it off.
D.A. also has a record label and is signing new artists. In the meantime, he's grateful for his accomplishments.
I don't know if necessarily my career has changed because of it. It's more of just, like I said, just a personal appreciation and thankfulness for being able to work with someone like that.
Karen Jordan, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
So D.A. Saw a couple of Beyonce shows in L.A. He plans to go to her show at Soldier Field tonight.
Oh.
That's cool.
That is cool. So
he's
you
going
can
to watch
hear
her
his
perform
beat
it.
in
That's
person.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to think which one do I
like
like.
the sparkly?
This one is heavy.
Yeah.
This is producer Colin Evans, our EP. This is hers. This was gifted to her by Cheryl Burton. Of course it was.
Of course it was.
God.
This is heavy.
Cheryl Burton, the queen of sparkles.
Yes.
Let's see
And
that
then-
one.
Beautiful.
Oh, I like this one, I think.
I
You
like
can't
it
go
too.
wrong.
Yeah.
Pascal, you
too.
can't go wrong.
Yeah,
Either
I like
one.
this one.
Yeah.
Either one.
Let me try that one.
Try that one.
Gorge.
No, I don't have on any boots today. Oh.
Honestly.
I don't know. Maybe this one.
Honestly.
I like that
so
one.
good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I keep those in the ABC 7 Weather Center. I have a hat rental company.
Is there a
just
fee?
kidding. Not for you, sister. Not for
Okay.
you.
Howdy.
Wow.
Giddy up, giddy up.
Yeah, you ready?
Never know when you're going to need a cowboy hat.
You never know when you're going to need a cowboy hat. The fact that you have 2 on
I
standby
know.
is pretty remarkable.
Yep. So right now we're going to link up with everybody that's watching GMA. I'm going to have a news update on TV in just a bit. You'll see it right here too.
And then when we come back, a 14-year-old is graduating college. You did hear me right. I did not misspeak.
Right.
His incredible story is straight ahead on ABC 7.
Live from Chicago, this is breaking news from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
And 23 past the hour, an update on breaking news this morning. That 4-year-old boy who was shot, and police say they have 2 people of interest in custody now. That shooting happened last night near Ashland and Archer. Police say the boy was in a minivan when another car pulled up behind the van and someone inside started shooting. Family tells us the boy was shot several times and had to have surgery overnight. 2 adults and 3 other children were also in the minivan, but were not hurt. Much more on this, a full wrap coming up a little later on this morning on the news at 11. For now, though, another big topic this morning is the weather. And Tracy Butler is here with more on that this morning. Tracy, good morning.
Hi there, Terrell. So we're watching that late afternoon and really the first half of the evening, our time frame for strong to severe storms. Now is that time to figure out how, if we do get any alerts issued, you will receive those alerts. 62 at O'Hare, 66 at Midway. We still have quite a bit of fog lining the lakefront, especially up along the North Shore. Well, this afternoon, our high temperatures up around 90 degrees, getting close to that record high of 91. Storm chances increase later in the afternoon as well as the evening. We'll have to be very mindful for the potential of large hail and some lightning in the area. Diane, traffic after this break.
A life in motion is a life well lived. At every age and every stage, we help you do more of the things you love. To keep you moving, to keep you achieving, to keep you striving. At Advocate Healthcare, we make care easier and more accessible than ever, so you can live fully.
Hey there. Trying to start a business, I see. There's a much easier way. Swift Filings has helped form hundreds of thousands of businesses, from bakeries to construction to golf coaches to wedding singers and even pet psychics. No matter the business, Swift Filings makes it simple. And with attorney-crafted packages, compliant support, and same-day processing, you can start your business quickly and confidently. Do what you love, we'll handle the paperwork. SwiftFilings.com.
We had a crash earlier this morning. Only one lane of traffic is getting by. That delay will get better.
Navigate your morning commute with Diane Pathieu on Eyewitness News This Morning.
TV's #1 entertainment talk show is doing big numbers. Over 1,500 costumes, more than 100 stumps.
Guess what, Mark? You are so wrong.
300 plus stars a year.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome.
And 15 Emmys.
It's actually 16, humbly.
Respectfully.
Count on Live to make your morning shine.
Live with Kelly and Mark, weekdays at 9 on ABC 7. When something isn't right,
I don't owe $36,000.
when things don't add up,
We've overpaid all these years.
when you need somebody on your side, Chicago turns to consumer investigators Jason Knowles, Samantha Chapman, and the ABC 7i team, getting results for you.
Welcome back, everybody. Tollways and expressways very busy on this Thursday. Let's take a look at a crash that was inbound on the Eisenhower near Laramie. That crash was quickly moved from the right lane onto the shoulder and then eventually just off the side there. So it's no longer affecting the lanes of traffic, but as far as the travel time, it was mixed into a pretty hefty delay. In fact, take a look at your travel time on the Eisenhower. On the inbound side, it's already 55 minutes, Manheim to the Jane Byrne interchange. Heading out, it's 45 to get back out to Manheim. So definitely a very busy morning. Kennedy is stacked as well.
Here's a quick tip on a terrifying phone scam known as the grandparent scam. The FCC is now warning that scammers are now using AI to clone voices and trick grandparents into believing their loved ones are in danger. Scammers call pretending to be a grandchild in trouble, claiming that they have been arrested after a car accident and need bail money immediately. Grandparents or other loved ones are rushed into sending money via wire transfers, gift cards, or cash pickups at home. If you get a call like this, hang up and call your grandchild or another family member directly. Remember, phone numbers can be spoofed and personal details can be stolen from social media. Know that voices can be cloned. Report calls to the FCC that link on our free news app and website. Jason Knowles, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
A 14-year-old is graduating from college this week, a 14-year-old, and he's making Chicago proud.
It was normal and strange at the same time. It's like at my level.
I bet, man. Lewis University shared this video of a 14-year-old. His name is Benjamin. Benny is graduating with a bachelor's degree in mathematics. He'll walk the stage this Friday night with the College of Aviation, Science and Technology, celebrating years of hard work that started when most kids his age were just starting high school. So a big congrats to Benny. 14 years old, graduating college.
I hope his siblings don't feel any kind of way. Feel
I
like they have
know,
the
you're
pressure to
right.
live up to what Benny did.
It's tough stuff.
Oh, goodness.
Good for him.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you know my thought on that, though, is, man, that's got to be tough to be 14 years old and not have that normal high school experience. Yeah.
So.
Good luck, man.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
All right, coming up this morning, streaming at 7, Austin Uncovered. This morning's Neighborhood Walk explores Austin's past and present. More on the redemption, roots, and peach cobbler of the third largest Chicago area.
Plus, our daytime diva spills the secrets on fresh faces and drama on General Hospital.
And 20 years of vibrant Latino and Latin fusion. We're getting a preview of Carnival 20 years celebration. And we're celebrating in the Windy City studio with flavor, flair, fun, and a slice of a 20-layer cake. Wow.
Wake up with meteorologist Tracy Butler on ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Tanya Bevich, Jarrell Brown, and Val Warner, ABC 7 Eyewitness News this morning. The ABC 7 I team, Chicago's investigative leader. Investigative reporter Liz Nagy.
Exposing potential threats.
Investigative reporter Mark Rivera.
Uncovering the truth.
Consumer investigator Samantha Chapman.
Saving you money.
Consumer investigator Jason Knowles.
Helping you avoid rip-offs and scams.
See what the I-Team uncovers next, only on Eyewitness News, or wherever you stream ABC 7 Chicago.
Listen to ABC 7 Chicago Eyewitness News wherever you get your podcasts.
This show makes me feel like the luckiest kid in the world. We play and friends become family.
Weekdays at 1 on ABC 7. See why ABC 7 Eyewitness News is Chicago's #1 news at 10. Join Cheryl Burton and Rob Elgis, plus meteorologist Cheryl Scott with the AccuWeather forecast and sports with Ryan Cheverini. ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 10, Chicago's #1 news. Streaming live from Chicago, ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7 continues.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Thursday, May 15th. I'm Val Warner.
And good to be with you this morning. I'm Terrell Brown, looking live outside this morning. The middle of May. Where is the time going?
Right?
All right.
2020. We'll be talking about Christmas before you know it.
Oh, good gravy.
Yeah.
Back to school, all that stuff.
All that football season. I mean,
we're talking about
football
it
season
now.
already. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
ready.
So we've already got that.
Hold me, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
You could see that marine
You can see the
layer.
fog.
Yeah, you can
I
see
love
that
it
fog.
too. Yeah, it's cool.
It's almost artistic.
Yes.
Right? All right. Well, today, here we go. On our way up to around 90 degrees today. Record highs 91. You will notice it getting more humid. Very summer-like afternoon expected. Also, the prime hours for thunderstorms for us today, anywhere between 4 and 9 p.m. So just bear that in mind if you have anything planned outdoors, Tyann.
Like a concert,
Maybe,
perhaps?
yeah.
All right, so
Baseball
let's check on how you can get there if you don't want to drive. You have more than two options, but here's two. Using public transportation, you can take the green, orange, and red line CTA trains. That'll take you to the Roosevelt Station. You could walk over. It's about a 3/4 mile walk. If you have your sexy boots on, you can take the number 146 Inner Lakeshore Michigan Express buses to get you to Soldier Field. And if you're taking Metra, the 130 Museum campus buses will take you from the downtown downtown stations to Soldier Field. If you're coming from the South Shoreline and Metro Electric, they're going to stop at 18th Street, and then you could walk, I don't know, the 100 yards or whatever to get to the entrance. So really easy to get there using public transportation.
Yeah.
Keyword, using public transportation.
Probably the way to go.
If
I
you
think
drive,
so. It's such a headache.
Forget getting out.
Especially if you're not from the area. You know, we have a lot of people coming in from everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And a lot of them boots ain't made for walking.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Your stream team is hitting the streets for today's talker. Val explored Chicago's third largest neighborhood in Austin.
I went for a walk with Benny Lee, who's now helping folks who were formerly incarcerated get back on their feet. Check it out. I'm in the Austin neighborhood with a legend, an Austin legend. His name is Benny Lee. Benny, good to see you. So nice to see you. Thank you for being my tour guide today. Austin, on Chicago's far west side, is one of the city's largest neighborhoods. Benny Lee is an Austin icon. His family moved here in the mid-'60s when the community was still predominantly white.
I've been in Austin since 1966, and we went through a lot of challenges.
He became a leader of one of the city's largest street gangs, the Vice Lords. Benny was imprisoned and was on death row after being falsely accused of instigating a deadly riot. But after his release from prison in the mid-'80s, he became one of the city's great street counselors. Our tour started at his Austin office in the Sankofa Center.
What we do is train formerly incarcerated men and women how to market themselves as convicted felons, right? Show them that there is a life after incarceration, that they don't have to walk around with this double conscience, how they see themselves and how they believe the world see them.
From there, we walked to his parents' block. Tell me why this corner is so significant.
Well, because it's named after my mother, Miss Ruby Lee. She, at one time, was the block club president. A lot of these young guys around here still today call her grandma.
We then walked to Austin High School, Benny's alma mater. You started off high school here, but you didn't finish.
I was supposed to go 4 years in a program called Clerical Office Procedures. So when I graduated, I could work in any office setting. But I didn't make it out my freshman year because that was the same year Martin Luther King had got assassinated, and it was racial tension because this was a majority white community. All the blacks got suspended, nothing happened to the whites. They say I was the ringleader because at the time I was the chief of the Vice Lords.
Our tour ended at Austin's most famous restaurant. MacArthur's is iconic. This is my first time, so I'm really, really, really excited. Is that peach cobbler? I feel like I need some of every side. They talking about 2 sides. I need some of every side. I don't know about you. I'm tired of talking and touring. Let's eat. Cheers, right, to some good old soul food. And as you know, I like to end every neighborhood walk with a bite and some great conversation. Benny, thank you so much.
All right.
Until the next time. Good old Benny Lee. I meant to text him this morning to make sure that he was watching this. I mean, obviously he can see the digital version, as you can, because there's way more online at abc7chicago.com. But this was my first time ever meeting Benny Lee. I was introduced to him through my producer. And shout out to John Owen, who is the producer behind Neighborhood Walk. Who puts a lot of hard work into developing these stories. We always brainstorm on who we want to walk with, what neighborhood we want to visit, but these are truly his baby, as mine too, but shout out to John. But John is very familiar with Benny Lee because he listened to him give a TED Talk years ago. And then has since done some things with him down through the years. And we were saying easily Benny Lee alone, not just Austin, could be a documentary.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Wow.
His life and his story.
Oh, yeah.
His life and his story.
Now, your extended version, do you get into some of the stuff you just told us during the
story? A little bit, yeah, but it's just even in the extended version at 5 or 6 minutes,
we need
you
like
don't.
A part 2 and 3.
But yeah, just to be recruited, you know, as at 13 years old, to be the leader of the Vice Lords. You know, they're the Vice Lords, they're the gangster disciples. And I was asking all these questions because even though I've been in Chicago 20 years, I still don't understand or know, and a lot of us wouldn't know that world.
No, of course
you know
not.
what I mean? How do you get recruited? What he thought about today's gangs and the fractions, and you have so many different fractions because he said back, see, this is, give me just 20 seconds, I promise. Gangs back then were about, you couldn't harm our women in our neighborhood.
Or our babies.
You couldn't disrespect women. Nope. And so that's when problems and violence would arise. If you vandalized somebody's mother's home, well, then the guys would get together. This is Ruby Lee's home, his mother. You know what I mean? You're not gonna do that.
Right.
They were very much about protecting the women in their neighborhoods. You know, that's just one of the stories that he told me. So many.
Yeah.
And now, what I love about what he's doing is because there's a stigma. When you are formerly incarcerated and you're trying to come out and turn your life around and stop the recidivism rate, it's very, very hard because society looks at you as a criminal. They look at you as somebody that's been incarcerated. You can't do or be anything or make something of your life. Look at Benny Lee. He was on death row.
Oh, wow.
On death row.
Yeah.
Exonerated, comes out, now is a professor at Northeastern University.
Get out.
Giving TED Talks.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a life.
Thank you for that time, Tony.
No, you're
So
right.
anyway,
Yeah.
yes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News continues streaming out loud after the break. We're back in 90 seconds.
What happened with
It's a new season for ABC 7's Ryan Cheverini. Taking on Chicago's sports scene.
You can't beat his competitive spirit.
And that is checkmate.
Ryan is always prepared.
And your receiver runs the go route. Got it?
He takes this seriously, but he knows when to have fun.
Sports with Ryan Cheverini. Weeknights on Eyewitness News.
The team you trust. Watch Eyewitness News at 4.
This show makes me feel like the luckiest kid in the world. We play and friends become family.
Weekdays at 1 on ABC 7.
We had a crash earlier this morning. Only one lane of traffic is getting by. That delay will get better.
Navigate your morning commute with Diane Pathieu on Eyewitness News this morning.
Count on live Doppler 7 Max only on ABC 7 Eyewitness News. The ABC 7i team, Chicago's investigative leader, Liz Nagy, Mark Rivera, Samantha Chapman, and Jason Knowles. Only on Eyewitness News.
There's nothing like playoff hockey. The intensity is so high, the emotions are so high. The temperature has reached a boiling point. Talk about awesomeness. It's right here, folks. This is the place where Stanley Cup dreams come true.
Good morning to you. All right, so this morning we still have some fog, especially up along the North Shore, right along Lakeshore Drive. I'm seeing some of that fog kind of oozing inland just a wee bit. But overall, hot, muggy day, storms possible primarily between the hours of about 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. today. If you have anything outdoors planned this evening, coming into the city for the Beyonce concert, know there could be lightning in the area when that show is scheduled to begin. Currently, we're at 69 degrees in DeKalb. Temperatures are going up pretty quickly here, except for in Waukegan, where it's 55, 68 degrees right now in Gary. We're going to get up around 90 degrees here today. Thunderstorm chances will be increasing later this afternoon and this evening. Diane?
We're going to start with a crash out in Morton Grove at the corner of Waukegan and Gulf. Very busy intersection, especially this time of the morning, so a heads up there. We do have authorities on the scene. Taking a look at the big picture, we've got expressways nice and busy for you. Even the tri-state tollways, almost the length of the tri-state, really busy with heavy traffic. No incidents, just heavy traffic. We've also got some in the northwest suburbs, as well as I-55, super busy too. Take a look at a crash we just got word of, southbound on the tri-state. Speaking of, it's on the exit ramp to Willow, and this part, the north end of the tri-state, is really not heavy right now, so this is not creating any major delays. But if you're heading out the door in that area, just be aware of that crash there, because we also have emergency vehicles there too. Val and Terrell.
All right, you can hear it already, Diane. Cooking up in the kitchen right now, a Chicago favorite is hitting a major milestone. Carnival is celebrating 20 vibrant years of bold flavor, sizzle, and festive flair.
Yeah, Chef Carlos, I'm so busy watching him get
We're already getting the smoke and the flavor.
Yeah, I'm gonna
so
come
the
on
whole
the other side of this smoke real quick. Chef Garza is here to celebrate and showcase something very special because we are in anticipation of the 20th year anniversary in September. So, Chef Garza, welcome. Good morning. How long have you been working at Carnival?
I mean, almost like that since we first opened.
Really?
That's why I've been building up that layer. Every layer represents 1 year of Carnival. It's 20 layers of chocolate.
Oh, are you serious? Is that really 20 layers?
That's 20 layers of chocolate, and that's what represents Carnival. 20 layers, 20 years, and we're gonna celebrate that in September.
Yeah.
And I just, to me, bringing the memories for those that got married 20 years ago, and now they have a kid of 20 years old.
Yeah.
It would be amazing if they come over to celebrate and say, look, this is where the story began.
Yeah.
At Carnival 20 years ago.
Oh,
so that's what we're celebrating.
I'm sure they're out there.
Quite the little personality.
Yeah. So look, y'all, you doing anything to celebrate other than cooking up something?
You know what? We're gonna turn the whole restaurant into Carnival around the world.
Ooh.
We're several rooms where we do private events as well.
Yeah.
And the private events that we have, it's for the small groups to large groups. But for September 20, we're gonna do Carnival around the world, where every room is going to have different type of cuisines, tech flavors.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be fun.
Yeah.
You know,
More details come, but that's just the beginning of
Okay.
it.
No, that's a tease. That's a great way to
Right.
tease us and get us looking forward to that. Because Carnival is it's one of my favorite aesthetically beautiful restaurants. And I love all the different rooms, the colors and everything. But more importantly, the food.
Live
look
a
at this,
colorful life.
video. How come you didn't bring any guacamole this morning?
The thing is, I got to tell you, the problem with guacamole is we made it fresh. And it has to be fresh every day. We get the delivery of avocados every morning. But it comes like a little after 9 or 10. And we do the guacamole right before we open.
I'll give you a pass. So what are you making today?
We're going to do seafood paella. It comes with bomba rice, sofrito, and then a different variety of masos clams, calamari, octopus. And then from there, we prepare it. It's one of our signature dishes at the restaurant. Octopus.
I had that there.
It's really, really good.
Sofritos?
Sofrito.
It's
a tomato. It's basically, it's based on tomato, onion, garlic, peppers. And that's the base to cook the seafood. And then we cook the rice on the side. And then we assemble it together to order at the restaurant, actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Why do you think people are such a fan of Carnival while you're cooking up, Chef? What do you think makes it so special?
Makes it so special, not just the flavors, the vibrant, the textures, and the roots that we put together. So many countries in one restaurant. You know, that's what I like to do. Bring together the flavors, the countries, and the roots from South America, Central, Caribbean, Mexico, and that's what it makes us. And then also the colorful. Live a colorful life.
Like this?
Yes.
Like this.
Hey!
How are you? Let's do it.
Woo! Hey, hey, hey!
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I'm just moving those hips, isn't
There
it?
you go.
Oh yes.
But also, I got to tell you that recently.
I'm trying to earn my meal. That's why I'm working.
Exactly.
I'm working up a sweat so I can earn my meal.
Eat all this.
Then also, I got to tell you one thing that, I mean, also.
What did you just add real quick, Chef?
Clams.
Ooh.
We got the clams here. It's almost like put them all together.
So you don't have to let the clams cook that long?
Actually, I cook the clams a little bit on the side
I
because
see.
they're a little bit larger. So I have to put a little wine to cook them and open
got
up
it.
and then put the whole thing together here. And that's how we do it.
Okay, Chef Garza, it's been a pleasure to have you here from Carnival along with you two lovelies. You got Rosa, our stage manager, dancing, everybody here in studio. We're going to dance to break, everybody. We'll be right back in 90 seconds.
Thank you.
Eyewitness News, streaming at 7, continues after a break. The ABC7 I team, Chicago's investigative leader. Investigative reporter Liz Nagy.
Exposing potential threats.
Investigative reporter Mark Rivera.
Uncovering the truth.
Consumer investigator Samantha Chapman.
Saving you money.
Consumer investigator Jason Knowles.
Helping you avoid rip-offs and scams.
See what the I-Team uncovers next, only on Eyewitness News, or wherever you stream ABC7 Chicago. Wake up with meteorologist Tracy Butler on ABC7 Eyewitness News.
When your alarm goes off,
That's when we come online.
We're on. It's
What's new this morning?
What's happening now?
And what's next for you, Chicago? Breaking news you need to know now.
The latest forecast for you
and your family, so you're all ready for the day.
Get what's new now.
And next at 4:30, 5 and 6. And right here at 7A.
Because we're on all morning long.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, Chicago.
Eyewitness News Mornings and GMA.
Tanya Bevich, Jarrell Brown, and Val Warner, ABC 7 Eyewitness News this morning. The team you trust. Watch Eyewitness News at 4.
Listen to ABC 7 Chicago Eyewitness News wherever you get your podcasts.
It's Thursday, therefore, yes, it is soap chat time. And the Nurses Ball returns next week on Tuesday. We are so excited about it.
Oh, my goodness.
We have our own, very own Nurses Ball gear.
I feel like a part of the cast.
I do too.
This is sensational.
Yes.
You know what isn't sensational?
I know what you're going to say.
Some of the drama that happened yesterday.
Oh,
takes your breath away?
Take it away.
Okay. Where do we want to begin? Because there were so many scenes yesterday, including this one, where Diane, well, she had to tell Jason and Carly that court date coming up in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Michael's still in Germany.
That's exactly right. So what to do, what to do. So they're conspiring to figure out how exactly to throw Willow and Drew under the bus so that Carly can get her hands on her grandchildren. I don't know if it's going to work, though.
Well, here's my question to you. How did this court date get moved up? Is Drew responsible for that somehow?
Well, no, I do believe that when Diane said, the judges, something changed in the schedule in a court date, because that does happen. That does happen. That is a thing that happens. They get a free court date because something else has to be moved, and they slide in the next person. And obviously they were the next person, and they're completely not prepared.
Well, they're not prepared, but I don't know. I feel like Drew has his hands in everything. And yesterday we saw Rick being brought into Willow's lawyer team. There's Willow finding out the court date's been moved up. I still think that Drew's grubby little hands are involved in this. Nina, I love how she kept chiming in.
And the rolling of the eyes. She needs an Emmy for the rolling of the eyes yesterday. It was terrific. But yes, they're trying to put their own heads together to figure out how to win this case and make sure that the kids stay with Willow. But it's interesting because if you remember when, I can't remember who asked Carly, are you okay if the kids go with Nina?
Yeah.
She did not respond.
Exactly.
Because I think deep down she is okay with that now that they have, sort of built a relationship together.
Sort of. And then Alexis and Spinelli.
Oh, my
Spinelli,
goodness.
He can break into any computer anywhere and find out anything.
But I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. Of course they can figure out if a tow truck came in and took the vehicle and brought it to a storage facility. Why didn't we think of that? That's just genius. But here's the problem. Now they know that Ava has the vehicle.
Exactly.
What to do now?
What to do now? Well, what are we going to do?
I don't know, Cry.
We don't know.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
But we do know that the Nurses Ball is coming up, I believe, next week, right?
Tuesday, it gets underway.
Red carpet coming up next week. Don't forget that you can watch General Hospital weekdays at 2 p.m. right here on ABC 7. More ahead in 90 seconds.
The ABC 7i team, Chicago's investigative leader. Investigative reporter Liz Nagy.
Exposing potential threats.
Investigative reporter Mark Rivera.
Uncovering the truth.
Consumer investigator Samantha Chapman.
Saving you money.
Consumer investigator Jason Knowles.
Helping you avoid rip-offs and scams.
See what the I-Team uncovers next, only on Eyewitness News, or wherever you stream ABC 7 Chicago.
Chicago made me who I am. I came here for journalism school. I learned how to do what I do in this city. And then when I had the chance to really grow my career, this is exactly where I wanted to be. In Chicago and at ABC 7. I owe everything to this city. I am a Chicagoan.
Listen to ABC 7 Chicago Eyewitness News wherever you get your podcasts.
The team you trust. Watch Eyewitness News at 4.
When your alarm goes off,
that's when we come alive.
We're
on with what's new this morning.
What's happening now?
And what's next for you, Chicago? Breaking news you need to know now. The latest forecast for you
and your family, so you're all ready for the day.
Get what's new now.
And next at 4:30, 5 and 6.
And right here at 7A.
Because we're on all morning long.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, Chicago.
Eyewitness News Mornings and GMA.
I want to get you an update on some breaking news and top stories this morning. Police now say 2 people of interest are in custody for that shooting that seriously hurt a 4-year-old boy. The boy was in a minivan when another car pulled up behind it and someone inside started shooting. Happened last night near Ashland and Archer. The family tells us the boy was shot several times and had to have surgery overnight. 2 adults and 3 other children were also in that minivan, but they were not hurt.
State leaders are giving an update this morning on how transit negotiations are going. Illinois lawmakers have until the end of the month to address a $771 million shortfall. Without it, public transportation agencies in Chicago area and across the state will face major cuts. Tracy.
And we do have fog again lining the lakeshore. Take a look at that.
It's
just like a painting. But inland, yeah, lots of sunshine out there. Going to be a warm, hot day around 90. And yes, monitoring storms this evening.
Got it. All right, Tracy. Thank you. And before we go, it is National Chocolate Chip Day. So throw some chocolate chips and whatever you're indulging in today.
Pancakes right now, baby.
Oh, God,
yes.
that sounds so
your waffles. See,
good.
I don't like that stuff in my pancakes.
You don't? Oh, how do you like them?
Just plain.
Plain, fluffy.
With butter. I don't mind butter.
Yeah.
And hot syrup.
Wow.
Yeah, just plain.
I'll take the chocolate chip. In the batter, not on top. I want it in the batter.
That's how I am.
Yeah.
Yes, right. So that when I cut into it, the chocolate chips are in there. So we'll have our pancakes. We'll let them have their own plain, basic pancakes. That's going to wrap up the streaming hour for Tracy and Diane. I'm Terrell Brown.
And I'm Val Warner. Thanks for watching Eyewitness News at 7 a.m.
Yes,
Thanks
ma'am.
to our friends from Carnival for stopping by this morning. Happy early 20th anniversary. As our next live newscast is at 11. Have a great day, everybody.
Adios.
Turned up today.
This has been Eyewitness News, streaming at 7. Now, an update from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
7:56. Good morning, everybody. I'm Terrell Brown. In just a few minutes, 2 state lawmakers will give an update on transit funding. Chicago area public transit agencies face a collective $771 million budget gap in the upcoming fiscal year. Transit officials say there could be significant service cuts statewide if lawmakers don't come up with a funding plan before May 31st, when their session ends. Thousands of transit workers could also lose their job if nothing is done, and we'll certainly be watching that. Hang on, we'll check weather and traffic when we come back.
I'm sitting on top of the world. I'm rolling along, yes, rolling along. I don't want any millions, I'm getting my share. I've only got one suit, that's all I can wear. And a sweet little honey on top of the world.
Tanya Bevich, Terrell Brown, and Val Warner, ABC 7 Eyewitness News this morning. When something isn't right,
I don't owe $36,000.
when things don't add up,
We've overpaid all these years.
when you need somebody on your side, Chicago turns to consumer investigators Jason Knowles, Samantha Chapman, and the ABC7i team. Getting results for you.
TV's #1 entertainment talk show is doing big numbers. Over 1,500 costumes, more than 100 stumps.
Guess what, Mark? You are so wrong.
300 plus stars a year.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome.
And 15 Emmys.
It's actually 16, humbly.
Respectfully.
Count on Live to make your morning shine.
Live with Kelly and Mark, weekdays at 9 on ABC7.
Listen to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness News wherever you get your podcasts.
Lakeshore Drive up toward Winthrop Harbor this morning. Diane.
All right, we start with a crash out in Morton Grove at the corner of Waukegan and Gulf, so heads up there. Pretty busy intersection, especially for this time in the morning. We do have emergency vehicles there at that intersection. Out in Glenview, Greenwood and Central, we've got a crash here as well, affecting both Greenwood and Central in both directions. Lombard, Roosevelt Road, and Myers Road, we've got a crash there as well. As far as the big picture is concerned, very heavy travel times across the board. Most of the expressways, including the Kennedy, the Eisenhower, and the Stevenson, roughly around an hour coming inbound, little less to go outbound. Well, the Kennedy isn't much less going outbound, probably 55 minutes. The Ryan is stacked all the way.
Now at 6, an update on the 4-year-old boy shot in a minivan full of children.
A new campaign announcement just released. Who wants to replace Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky in Illinois' 9th District?
Giddy up, Beehive. The Queen is saddling up. Beyonce is back in the Windy City, trading in her halo for a cowboy hat, kicking off her first of 3 shows tonight at Soldier Field. It is Thursday, May 15th.
Live from Chicago, ABC7 Eyewitness News at 6 starts right now.
Giddy up! Friday Eve.
You like that?
Yeah, let's get it.
Texas, it's Chicago.
Chicago, yeah.
I mean, everybody has really been, well, not everybody, but a lot of people, it's been trending on social media. The Beehive, the concerts. So to have it in our city for 3 nights.
It's going to be nice. A lot of questions about tonight, though. And
like
what's
who's
going
going to
on.
open for her?
No, what the
Like the weather.
Oh. That part, well, I do know. Okay, you're right. Diane's watching traffic. Tracy is watching the AccuWeather forecast, and you do have a lot of people watching that. Earlier in the week, it was a little possibility. Has that increased?
It has increased somewhat. Here's the thing. Let's get through it. So, yes, today, AccuWeather Alert Day for a number of reasons. First, we're going to have near record heat. 90 degrees is what I'm forecasting for a high. Storms are still a possibility, and the main window for that is going to be between 4 and 9 p.m. Let's look at the futurecast together. So noontime, it's already pretty toasty. You will notice it getting more humid. Here's 1:30, we get to 2, you see, what? There's nothing going on. No, but after about 4, and you look at the futurecast, it has nothing for us. More activity off to the north. However, I do think some things are going to start to brew here, 6 o'clock. My concern is when that concert is supposed to begin at 7 p.m., there could be lightning in the area. May not be directly over Soldier Field, but as long as you can see lightning, you need to flee lightning and be indoors. So this could have an impact on that show this evening for a period of time. We have a dense fog advisory in effect off to the north, quarter-mile visibility in Waukegan where it's 52 degrees, 66 in Gary, and 68 degrees right now in LaSalle. Diane, we're in for just a number of possibilities here today.
Yeah, sounds like. All right, let's take a look at the big picture. We've got growing travel times across the board, the Kennedy being the heaviest expressway. We had an earlier crash on near River Road, and that's sort of backing up the area around O'Hare. But then we're also getting that delay that we usually see through the construction zone a little closer to the downtown area. We've got a half marathon, in fact, this Sunday, the Lifetime Chicago Spring Half Marathon that officially has Balboa closed. Take a look at Chopper 7 between Columbus and DuSable Lakeshore Drive. So you're going to have to detour around that because of this closure. Everything should get picked up later on after the race on Sunday. Val?
Okay, Diane, thank you. Updating breaking news at this hour on a 4-year-old boy who's seriously hurt this morning. After a shooting, he was riding inside of a vehicle in McKinley Park when that shooting happened. Christian Picos is live outside of Stroger Hospital, where that child spent the night in surgery. Christian.
And Val, we're trying to follow up with the boy's family this morning after he was rushed into surgery last night because of a gunshot wound to the back. Chicago police tell us the boy was sitting in the back of a minivan when he was shot by someone else in another car. CPD says this all happened just after 7 near Ashland and Archer in the McKinley Park neighborhood. Investigators tell us the minivan was heading southbound on Ashland when someone in a different car pulled up behind the van and started shooting. Now, at the time, police say 3 other kids and 2 adults were also in the van when those shots were fired. The 4-year-old was rushed to Stroger Hospital in critical condition. Now back here live at Stroger this morning. At last check, that 4-year-old has serious injuries. No one else in the van was hurt. Right now, police are still looking for a suspect, and a motive for the shooting is still unclear. Back to you.
Thank you, Kristen. 2 children are also recovering from serious injuries after this crash in Englewood. This was near 59th and Racine. 2 police officers